The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. This is the 2024 summer edition of The Local Show. I'm your host, Tom Soccocio Jr., along with my friend and co-host, Steve Roberts. The Local Show features conversations about local businesses. We talk with the business owners, CEOs, CFOs, entrepreneurs, nonprofits, business advocates, and other business-friendly organizations. We learn how they got into business, why they do business right here in Syracuse, New York, and where their businesses might be going in the future. You're going to hear all about their successes, their challenges, opportunities, marketing, and advertising. We're broadcasting from the Zoey Advertising Studios, sponsored by Safe Harbor, Wills and Trusts. And of course, you can see us on YouTube. Check that out. Give us a like and all that and a follow. And that way the algorithm might serve up one or two of our videos to you regularly. And then you can see things. How you doing there, Steve?
You're very professional, Tom.
Yeah. That's what I'm all about.
Well, I want to say, what an amazing time I had over at your place last week.
Were you there?
I was there in the back.
Was I there?
I ate your beef, your pork, we had, I know that Judy, my wife, she just really enjoyed talking with your daughter and your wife, and
you're the first people. You're the first people we had over on the new patio all summer long.
I really like that. You did all the work. It was all good for me. Everything.
Yeah, it was sitting back, knocking back a few cold ones.
Yeah, and we had some laughs and learned some things about each other's families and things.
That was fun. We have all those peaches you left us.
Yeah, we have good. They're peachy. Yeah, peaches are good this time of year.
My wife loves produce like that. So
there's some guy in a peach truck. Do you hear about that guy that comes up every year?
No,
I've got several.
Maybe I did.
He parks himself on a corner somewhere.
Somebody told me,
and it's
about
like
it, yeah.
it's the old guy with peaches in the pickup truck. And my friend Randy, and different people. They're like, oh, he's scheduled to be here, and it's all that he comes through. It's like a cultic peach following, Tom.
Right, and he says, if you don't like my peaches, why do you shake my tree?
Yeah, as the song goes.
Right. Brenda Vandehoof, she's here, and she is the author of Gatherings Cookbook. We'll talk with her to start the segments off, and then Joe Scripa stops by for the Local Show today, owner of Scripa Group Real Estate and Property Management. Scott Beverly and Fred Sears, the chief and vice president, respectively, of the Moyers Corners Fire Department, will be here, along with Charlie Van Patten, who's the owner of Mattress Makers. Attorney John Murphy, will have a conversation with him. He is the owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. Jacob Aitken is the general manager of Rubberstone, New York. Phil Greco is the secretary-treasurer of Viking Cleaning Services. We'll find out all about their new business. And, new to us. Sarah Pellegrini is the owner of Noble Cellar Restaurant here in downtown Syracuse, and she'll wrap up the show. Right now, we say hello to Brenda. How are you, Brenda?
Good. Good morning.
Good morning.
I thought he was going to say what's cooking, but he didn't.
I left that for him. It can sound fun like that. Brenda, what's your background? Are you from Syracuse?
I'm from Syracuse. Born and raised. I graduated from North Syracuse High School.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I won't say how many years ago.
But just to be clear, I know because I know when North Syracuse High School ceased.
Yes.
Because I went to Cicero, and we all hated each other.
Yes.
The rivalries and the whole deal. So it was
right.
Tom. It was 1970 something.
81.
Oh, it was close. Okay.
Well, I'm class 82, so
80.
No, yeah. So we're all in that same category. But you were post Richard Greer, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He wasn't there when you were there. My aunt went there when Richard was there. They're not friends. Anyway, so you're from here, and have you always been an author, or did you have another career before being an author?
No, honestly, I just was a housewife. I raised my kids.
Yeah.
I homeschooled my kids.
Awesome.
And I became plant-based when I was like 20 years old.
Okay.
So it's been about 40 years. And
so the book is about plant-based vegetarian or vegan eating?
It's not purely vegan.
Okay.
We like you better already.
Well, I'll tell you, the reason, there's a couple of reasons why I wrote this book.
Okay.
When I became plant-based, it is definitely a transition And I think that a lot of vegetarian food that's out there doesn't do it justice. And people have a bad attitude about vegetarian food.
Because it's like cooked lousily. Lousily is a word, Tom.
Yeah.
So people think, oh, it's vegan, it's vegetarian, it's boring, because they really didn't have a good shot at it.
Right. It doesn't taste good, and they do have a bad attitude about it. And I think it's justified in a lot of cases. Right. And also, I think a lot of vegetarian food is very complicated to make. It's like gourmet, small portions. It's very difficult, and it's not practical, and it's not delicious.
Does cheese count?
Yes, cheese is it's in the cookbook, but it's small. Cheese is like meat. It's a very concentrated food, and it's hard for your body to digest. So it's better to not have gobs and gobs of it.
Should tell that to my Labrador.
Yes, I know. So, anyways, I made this cookbook so that it's very delicious, very practical, and usable for a family.
What's your favorite recipe in here?
My new favorite recipe is the mushroom bolognese.
Okay, so tell me about it.
It is, it goes over rice or noodles. It's very rich, very savory, and absolutely delicious. It's something different. It has some different herbs that I don't always use, so it has a very new flavor to it. There's a nice variety of recipes in here, and it's very family friendly. It's what I did to raise my family, and they all.
And this is a real book. You know, there are books, and then there are books. This is like hardcover.
It's a hardcover.
Like what, a couple hundred pages here?
300
pages and change. Color pictures on the inside.
There's also a bunch of articles. I had a health food store about 15 or 20 years ago, and I wrote health articles for the local newspaper, and I incorporated the very best ones in the cookbook, and there's a lot of good information. In the beginning also, there's about meal planning and ingredients you're not familiar with. Also, there's a lot of handy hints like how to make bread and pies, things that cooks find very challenging. All the good hints are in here. It's the book I wish I had.
Yeah, women are more prone to cook. We all like to do it, and we all like to eat. So this is based family eating. So there's a personal part here. This isn't on the go, put in the microwave for 2 minutes and go.
No.
This is trying to maybe create a culture. Is that what your heart is on here?
What it is it's making a healthier diet much more easily attainable to families. And women are busy, right? If you have a family and you don't have 3 hours to fix supper, these are things that aren't going to take 3 hours. It's a real, practical, usable handbook.
Listeners have a question burning in their soul.
Yes.
Can I cook any of these in an Instapot?
Yes.
Because that's the gift that keeps on giving at our house. So some of these things are based that way, or slow cookers?
Yeah, there's not a chapter on slow cookers, but it's very usable, very user friendly.
Do you have a follow-up to the book, or is this the only book you've written?
Oh, it's the only book. This is my life's work, to be honest.
I cannot believe, a bunch of years ago, Tom, did you know Mom put a cookbook together? A family cookbook?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and she self-published it, and it was this thing, and it was fun, and it's family, it's the cousins, whatever, it's yellow. But it's quite an endeavor. There's a lot to it that you don't realize.
It's a huge process.
Because things are assumed.
Right,
like, this is the way we did it, it's the way Grandma did it, but you have to put things in metrics. And
any recipes with chickpeas? I like my chickpeas and hummus.
Yes, and one of my favorite things is chickpea tuna. It's like tuna fish,
really?
Only you just coarsely chop the garbanzo beans and then you make it like tuna fish. And honestly, you barely can tell the difference.
Chop them up too much, you got hummus, Tom.
Exactly, you can't go wrong with it.
So YouTube listeners, I'm holding up the book. It is lovely. It's the real deal here. And 300 pages of color and recipes and things. If they want to get it, I think they can send you an email. If I say gatheringscookbook@gmail.com, did I say that right?
Yes, you did. It's also on Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
All right, so the name's important, Gatherings Cookbook.
And Vanderhoof.
Put those in, you're going to find it. But they could email you if they wanted to, right?
Absolutely.
Or go on Amazon and all those other fun places. And
beautiful.
That'd be great.
Well, best of luck with your book, okay?
Thank you very much.
All right. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Joe Scripa. He's the owner of the Scripa Group, real estate and property management, here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Back into it and back at it again. You've got the two happy guys that are happy to champion local business right here
You're
in
happy?
Syracuse, New York.
When did you get happy?
I'm not.
Okay.
I do it for the show.
Okay. I was looking for someone else.
Yeah, there you go.
Got a Scripa sitting here. He's not happy. He always looks like he's got that one eyebrow attitude.
I'm smiling today. I don't know how. I think I'm smiling. I'm amused with the two of you. The two of yous.
I was convinced it was TMJ.
Things are moving along in the real estate world, aren't they?
Oh, my goodness.
Do you feel like there's this, with all the road work and everything, it seems like there's an energy that's happening.
There's road work everywhere
You
right
can't
now.
go anywhere
You
without
need
it.
a half hour to 45 minutes to get to where our usual 15 minutes takes us.
Right.
Yeah.
We're talking with Joe Scripa, by the way. He's the owner of the Scripa Group Real Estate and Property Management. And they say you're responsible for building up Syracuse again.
I don't know about that exactly. We try to contribute where we can.
So you're very important. So I'm going to ask you this question. When are they going to open the ramp from 41 South to 81 North? Because I come down, I'm like,
Yeah,
can I?
it's like,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, and I'm over there.
No way.
Northern
I mean,
like,
are
come
you
on.
seeing that? The bridge is being built?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, I
I
don't
can't
even
wait
know
to see it come together. I really
I don't know
can't.
what it's going to look
It's
like.
a mess.
It's a mess.
And
It's
that's
a
right
mess.
in your zip code right there.
It's right there.
Yeah.
I think that point is where we're going to have a good amount of development going on. Northern Boulevard's got a lot of room for expansion. There's a lot
Sure.
of vacant land there going into DeWitt. And then, of course, headed north up 81, you get into Cicero, the announcement of a new prospective Route 81 exit at Sneller Road. How's that?
Yeah, that's interesting. Huh?
Really interesting.
It's just north of Clinton's Ditch, Pepsi.
Clinton's Ditch, right?
Yeah.
So Clinton's Ditch now goes underneath the bridge at 81. They head south from their property, and all their truck traffic goes underneath through that cluster at 31.
Which gets clogged up and bottlenecked pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, so now Clinton's Ditch, presumably when this happens, will be able to head north and cross over a bridge and head south, or
And not get tangled into it.
no
So-
tangle.
I
No
think
tangle.
a bunch of civic people, these civic engineers and everything like that, got together. They listened to the show. They know my aversion to big bridges, and they're building a huge bridge
No,
in
it's
Cicero.
not a huge bridge.
And
It's
I'll
not-
never
it's-
get to work
Wait,
anymore.
Do you go down South Bay Road?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it's going to be like that.
Oh, yeah,
That's-
I know
it's an
that.
easy
It's
one.
easy.
But think about it. It connects from Lakeshore Road. That whole Lakeshore area can go a hair north
Yep.
to avoid 31 and 11,
Right.
which everybody wants to do. So you drive 2 minutes north to save yourself 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Did either of you guys see the Make Brewerton Great Again campaign?
No, I didn't.
Well,
It's got like
I just love the name of it.
Correct.
I'm
It
not-
had like a thing. It says "Make Brewerton Great Again."
Really?
Yeah. I saw it online. I thought it was hysterical.
We put up a sign before our office is in Brewerton, and we love our little community. And we ordered this enormous sign for the fireworks because everybody comes and sits in our parking
Yes.
lot. We believe in Brewerton, and we really do. We love that community.
Yeah.
What's going to happen up there with the bridge opening up and all that? It's been a lot of work in construction, like everywhere, and those poor businesses, I'll say, have definitely struggled through.
Off of Orangeport Road, they built a couple of different developments over there.
Yes.
And I thought that there should be even more, given how many people there are in the area.
I think there will. A number of years ago, early in my career, you guys know I've done a lot of land development
Yes.
work with developers. So I used to go to all the town meetings, and I remember seeing a project with. It was about 80 acres. I forget how many homes it was, but it got declined a number of times because they couldn't do the sewer capacity thing. Now, Ryan McMahon has talked about recently is, sewer capacity is going to go to Micron first and then other stuff, I would presume.
I see.
Because they need a lot of sewer capacity.
I heard they were going to put a modem in the water to lower the capacity.
Clean it out.
Make it
But,
run easier.
you got to say with our demand for housing,
Yeah.
I would think that area of Brewerton that you're talking about, down Orangeport and some of those side roads,
Yeah.
Guy Young, all that,
Right.
that is prime. There's
Isn't there wetlands? Isn't there a lot of wetlands?
lot of
in there?
wetlands.
Well,
A lot of wetlands.
But it's beautiful. It's like
gorgeous up there. Gorgeous.
It really is like a how do I want to say it? It's almost like a Cape Cod.
You got
all the water
you got
and the
Codnoy,
river.
You got the Codnoy River and Dam area.
Yeah,
You got
yeah.
Oneida River. It's really pretty back
It's
there.
pretty.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I'd like to live up there in a mansion.
it's pretty.
So interest rates pecking down a little bit here and there.
A hair, so we hear. And, it looks like we might get a little bit of release downward. The problem is if we get a release downward, now we'll get into real estate and talking about real estate a little bit. Mm-hmm. If we get a release downward, right now we still have such a shortage of homes for sale in Syracuse, for instance. We're still seeing 10 offers per house.
Wow. Unless
it's like a wet sock, wicked up with water, just horrible problems. But we're still seeing nonstop offers. So, if we get a tick down, we got a bigger problem because there's more people that are wanting to buy.
Is that because money was so expensive, people didn't build or move? Or why did that happen?
Well, no. Remember, everybody that bought a house, Tom, you bought a house not too long ago, and the interest rates were 2 to 3%. Nobody's selling, so we do need some new construction happening, which it's coming. But the flip side of it is the house that you could buy 5 to 10 years ago, let's say for $150,000 to $250,000, is more like $250,000 to $450,000.
Yeah, absolutely.
At a higher rate, though.
At a higher rate.
So it's more and it's more.
So nobody's selling.
Yeah. And people don't have to polish them before they sell them because everybody's chomping to get them.
Yep. Yeah. Nobody's first of all, nobody's selling. We need the new inventory, the new build. You look at on Route 81 across from Drivers Village where I've got that big, huge sign.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of everybody knows that. In my mind, that's a nice location if the town would be open-minded to accepting a townhome community, right? Townhome's a little bit more affordable than a freestanding.
Yeah.
And for our age group, it's nice.
Well, you're starting a community, and you said the word, so it's like, boom, there's...
they can put the dog walk trail around, the little clubhouse.
Well, I'll tell you, those ones, the townhomes, I believe they are townhomes or apartments. They're off of...
towards Camillus, past...
No, Mud Mill, Mud Mill and off of Whiting. Come off of Whiting onto Lakeshore, and then right at where the marina used to be, they put up all those.
Oh no, the apartments.
Those are apartments.
Yeah,
boy, they're beautiful.
They are beautiful. It is beautiful.
That's high-end stuff, right over there.
Loso, you're talking about.
Yeah.
And that goes back to so all that dense population, going back to what we just talked about with that new proposed 81 exit.
Yeah,
all those people can move a mile north to get on 81.
Yeah,
and avoid all that congestion. So good planning from the state.
Talk commercial real estate right now. What's hot? What's not? Who should you talk to? Who should not?
Investment properties are hot. We have a lot of people looking to buy into Syracuse. So if you have a property that you've owned and maybe you're tired of caring for it, or you want to see what kind of profit you could take and move towards retirement, investment properties are hot right now. Some land properties are hot. We've got some new stuff we're doing up around the Micron area. We've recently sold some stuff up around the Micron area, actually for more reasonable prices than you see published everywhere. But land is kind of hot. Houses are very hot, So if you're thinking of selling a house, I don't think there's a better time to get a better price. I think we're at our max number. When you look at an increase from 250 to 400, that's pretty.
That house on the corner of our street there, my street, Matilda Gage,
sold instantly.
Yeah, that was gone fast,
instantly,
and it sold for a good buck.
Yeah, agreed.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm going to sell Tom's house. I'm just going to put a sign in the front yard. Like, whoa, put the sign out there.
Joe Scripa right there, owner of the Scripa Group, Real Estate and Property Management. If you just even have questions, you can call and have a coffee with Joe. He'll do that. He might even spring for the coffee.
I drink coffee for
Excellent.
sure.
315-452-1200, 452-1200. Talk to Joe today. Thank you, Joe.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Coming up next, we're going to talk with Scott Beverly and Fred Sears. He's the chief and vice president, respectively, of the Moyers Corners Fire Department right here on the local show on 570 WSYR.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back again. If you're looking for it, you found it. Well, what were you looking for? The Local Show with Tom and Steve right here, otherwise known as the Steve Roberts Variety Hour. And
nobody calls it that, Tom.
Absolutely.
You're the only one that calls it that.
They call it that. They call it the Steve Show.
The last bastion of something that you say, and there's certain things that you do.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, the fact that my big tree in the front of the house, the main tree, is dead, or mostly dead.
I thought you were going to say big toe. I thought this was going to say it's a family show.
Bartlett came over and put all these Bartlett Tree Service, and they stuck things in the ground and pumped fertilizer or what have you into it. And they tell me that it's going to be all set for spring. So I can't get it back this year because it's got a fungus among us.
I did see it. It didn't look good.
I
thought it was
leaves. It looks
firewood.
like fall. Yeah.
I thought it was firewood because usually a tree, if it doesn't have a lot of, you go, oh, the tree died.
But what it's doing, though, what I've noticed is it's enhancing the rest of my, flora and fauna. So in other words, it being dead is making all the flowers look even that much more brighter.
Oh, because the light's not coming through on that side, because the light hits that in the afternoon where your house faces.
Sure. So
now the rubber stone sidewalk looks good, and the flowers and the
flowers and the lilies
now,
and all
in that neighborhood, if you have a dead tree, don't they throw you out? Don't
don't
they?
I had
a
stern talking to. Yes.
Some Karen
you better get your tree back in order. Hey, tell us about Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and getting your affairs in order.
Well, we're going to hear from John in a little while. He's going to come by the show. But next Thursday, they have that How to Protect Your Home and Life Savings workshop. It's free. You can go and answer, ask questions, and you'll get answers. And you can register for that, 370-9977. I know it's a weekend, but the service or they will pick up 370-9977. Go to the workshop, safeharborwillsandtrust.com, Tom.
Okay. We've got two guests on right now, so double your pleasure with Scott Beverly and Fred Sears, the chief and the vice president, respectively, of the Moyers Corners Fire Department. How are you guys?
Very well.
Good. Very good.
Good to see you guys again.
Yes, get right up there. It's good to see you, Fred. Scott, I'm meeting for the first time. So, Scott, why don't you tell everybody what you do for Moyers Corners first? Go ahead.
So currently I'm a firefighter. I was a past deputy chief with Moyers Corners Fire Department. I've been with Moyers Corners for about 12 years, so now I'm kind of just helping out behind the scenes.
I see.
But
you don't go out on the trucks anymore? Or?
Still going out on the trucks.
Okay.
Yep. I don't have a chief's car anymore, so I'm on the trucks, but still a very active member. Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. That's great. And Fred, what have you done and what do you do for the organization?
I've been on the executive board now for almost 2 years again as vice president, so I do some, as Scott said, behind-the-scenes work to help support operations, making sure we're in order with everything we need to do.
And we're it's a volunteer organization. We were talking last time. People think, well, they get paid to do that, and those people are quite wrong, aren't they?
Yeah, correct.
Right.
Yeah. It's a lot of times when we're out in the community, it's still surprising how many community members don't understand that we're a 100% volunteer fire organization.
And Scott, what do you do full time?
I'm an engineer with GHD. We're over at Wide Waters Parkway in DeWitt.
What kind of an engineer?
Yeah, I'm a fire protection engineer. We're a multidisciplinary engineering firm.
Nice.
Actually, we joined together with a couple companies over the past 15 years. Previously, Stearns and Wheeler used to be in Casanova.
I remember them.
As well as Ropes and Wos.
And
that happened.
Two big ones. They were big.
Two big companies, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Very good. Engineer Tom, I'm always hoping they're going to say they're at the front of a train, but it never happens. It's always some smart guy that used to help me in science and math in school.
There really is a science to fire, though, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
That you need to know. I learned that the other day.
Did you burn yourself?
No, I didn't. I didn't burn myself, thank goodness. But we had the fire pit going, and I make a great fire, and I got some good dry wood, and I teepeed it together, and
Where'd you put it in the yard?
It just kind of in the middle of the yard.
Okay.
We were sitting around it and everything. So anyway, it came to the end of the night, and I wanted to put it out completely, even though it was there weren't going to be any embers going anywhere or anything. So I sprayed it down great with the hose. I soaked that sucker really good. Went to let the dogs out about a half hour later. It's flames shooting out of it. I said, how I soaked that wood good with water. People don't know that you can have a hose on wood, and if you don't do it the right way and get rid of all the oxygen, right. It'll come popping back right up.
Absolutely right. Yes.
Yeah. And I learned that anyway.
Yeah. So they call it a rekindle.
Yeah. It's a rekindled.
So tell us about your friend Michael Husek.
Yeah. it's still shocking to us. 3 months later now. Mike was a stellar guy. I joined Moyers Corners, as I mentioned, in 2012. At the time, he was a lieutenant with us, and he was my direct supervisor with Moyers Corners Fire Department. Kind of took me under his wing, and since then we've been close friends. My wife and I were both in their wedding parties for him and his wife. I'm a godparent to his daughter. It's just.
Just remind folks what happened in case they did.
Yeah. 3 months ago in April, Mike Husak, who was a lieutenant with the Onondaga County Sheriff's Office, responded to a call in the town of Salina and was fatally shot that day in the line of duty.
Right. And family and everything there. He has a wife and kids. Yes.
Yes. Wife and 3 kids, 7, 5, and the youngest just turned 4.
Okay. And what has the department and other folks been doing to help out?
Well, there's been a lot of community involvement, and the community outreach has been great. We've, personally, our family's been meeting with their family a lot and providing support where we can. I know that a lot of people, members of the fire department, are doing the same, trying to reach out and provide support. In addition, Moyers Corners and the Syracuse Police Benevolent Association, as well as the Onondaga County Deputy Sheriff's Association, are putting on a fundraiser at the Rosamond Gifford Zoo in August. So, really excited for that.
How would people get involved in that?
So there's right now the biggest thing is buying tickets.
Okay.
This is going to be next weekend, August 4th, from 5:30 to 9 p.m. At the Rosamond Gifford Zoo.
And could they buy the tickets at the door? Or they plan ahead?
It's pre-sale.
And where will they find that?
You can get that online. One of the easiest ways I find of doing it is going onto Facebook, going onto one of those 3 organizations, either Moyers Corners, Syracuse PBA, or going to the Onondaga County Sheriff's Association.
What's the name of the event?
It's called Paint the Zoo Blue.
Okay.
So you can also go to my.onecause.com. I tried it this morning. I had a little trouble navigating to the exact site for that, so I recommend going to the social media outlets. But it's going to be a family-friendly event. It's supporting both Husak as well as the Jensen families. Mm-hmm. So it's really, I think, an opportunity for some community healing for us to get together. It should be a fun, family-friendly event. The tickets, $60. Get you in for the normal zoo amenities as well as food, drink. They have some additional kids activities. There'll be raffle baskets, auctions. So we're really excited to have this event and kind of get together as a community for some.
So if people want to follow Michael's path in becoming a volunteer, real quickly, how does that happen?
Well, figure out which department you want to apply to is the biggest thing. There's a lot of local fire departments in your community. If you live in an area where maybe all the fire departments are career paid staffing, we have opportunities for out-of-district membership at Moyers Corners, and so do many other departments in the area. So, from a fire department perspective, we can apply, get involved, understand if it's right for you. But there's also many other ways of getting involved in the community. That Mike did, supported events, local events in the community, and just was there, just present.
All right. Well, thank you both for being here, Scott Beverly and Fred Sears, the chief and the vice president, respectively, of the Moyers Corners Fire Department. You guys have a great rest of the day, okay?
Thank you.
Thanks
you
for
too.
having us.
All right, buddy. Here we go with Charlie Van Patten coming up next. He's the owner of Mattress Makers right here on the local show, Riveting Radio on 570 WSYR.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Well, you're back again, and that means that we are too on The Local Show with Tom and Steve enjoying our summertime. The pressure's off because I don't know that we're going to take a faraway vacation. I think it's just going to be more stay vacations.
So you put it off long enough where you can't get anything.
But I still have a lot of stuff to do around the house, and I'm going to have to take another vacation here coming up. In fact, I've been here a little over 5 years, almost 6 years. So I believe I have about I mean, you have 30.
Yeah,
you have 30 vacations.
It's funny, I looked at that. It accumulated. You have 2.5 days, Tom.
Yeah.
I checked that.
I must have at least 4 weeks, 5 weeks, so I got to take another one there.
Yeah, I think...
but I'll be home, working.
Yeah, well, you were last time. I mean, we talked a whole bunch. You really didn't get to go.
No.
But with kids in school and stuff, I used to go one in high school. You can't really go in September or October, right?
No, you can't. Right.
Plus, your wedding season's kind of busy then, isn't it?
It is. The fall gets really busy, yeah. Well, here's a guy who's always busy, providing people with great sleep around town. His name is Charlie Van Patten. He's the owner of Mattress Makers, one of the only factories here in Syracuse that actually makes mattresses. How are you, buddy?
Very good. Yourself?
Oh, I'm hanging in there.
You say one of the factories.
Yes.
Back in the day, I could get any part. I could get a screw. I could get a 90-inch lathe done
right.
work. I mean,
anywhere in town.
It's tough. When they got to get a part, it's tough.
So Tom, I'm looking over at Charlie's sheet of paper. He's got lots.
I got a lot to cover.
He can cover a lot.
He's got lots of stuff.
So I had a question, though.
Sure, Tom.
Let's slow him down.
When you buy a new mattress, how long is it before you actually have dust mites all over it?
Within a year.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
So no matter how clean of a person you are, do you always get dust mites on the bed and the pillows?
There's no way around it.
And if you're a bigger person, do you make more dust mites?
I don't know about that, but
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's why this protective bed cover is really something.
Do you sell that stuff over there as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to do that. But once they're already proliferate all over the bed, now what do you do?
Sleep
really
on them?
Nothing you can do.
No. Yeah,
Get that protective bed cover and hide them.
Hide them. Yeah, right. It's amazing that they can survive like that.
Yeah. This is kind of a discouraging week when it relates to inflation because information I've gotten is just unreal, which I want to go over in a minute. But you want to beat inflation? Go to Mattress Makers with their pre-COVID pricing. Now that's beating inflation.
Yeah, that is.
That sounds like a sales pitch.
Right.
Well, yeah, exactly. And
I don't know.
That's good.
Well, there's more benefits than just the price because you're getting craftsmanship. The mattress is made one at a time, and plus they're made fresh. You don't think of a mattress as being fresh, but these mattresses are in a warehouse. They're piled up. You don't know.
Right.
How long
they might already have dust mites on them.
Exactly.
Before you buy them.
Plus we can customize to fit your needs. You want it harder, you want it softer, you want it bigger, you want it smaller, we can do it. A lady came in the other day. They need some twin mats for camp. She liked the nice mattresses, but the nice mattress thick. So we're going to make a thinner mattress for her and still give her a nice mattress. We do all types of construction, so don't be fooled that somebody's got something special, different that we can't do. We can do it all. In terms of quality control, you're making 4,000 mattresses a day. Get it through. When I worked at GE Television Receiver, was get it through. Bring in the hot point parts for the GE TV.
Yeah.
And local service too. I mean, we had a wholesale customer that's got a mattress close to 10 years old. He brought it in. We fixed it for him. Didn't charge him. That's our mode of operation, And then middlemen, there's so many people involved in what mattress you buy in the store between the manufacturer and the factory rep and the trucking. It's just crazy. So all of our materials are sourced locally too. So let's get into the deal with inflation because I got some information on that. Better communications. It's nothing worse than playing phone tag, trying to get a problem solved. Try and get a problem solved with a phone company or something and get the phone tag business. You're directly talking to us. Internet too, Nothing worse than going on the internet and trying to get information when you can't talk. I love to talk to somebody. So if you love to talk to somebody, do business with Mattress Makers because we talk.
Because they like to talk, Tom. But it's a relationship.
Yes,
for people, so it's a conversation. It isn't, who knows what the metrics are or the sizes. Nobody other than somebody that does this stuff every day. Exactly. And Carol over there, she's knows her stuff.
Absolutely.
And when you walk in, you feel like you've made a friend.
That's right.
Yeah. So tell me about inflation, because I know I was watching MSNBC and they say there is no inflation. Things are great.
Yeah, but look at it's true. There's no inflation, but the prices are still up.
Yeah.
But it might be coming back because all of my spring supplier reps have come in and told me they're going to raise their price.
Wow.
Yeah.
All the foamers reps have come in and said they're going to raise their price.
Well, it costs more. They have to pay people more. They have to play. I mean, the insurances, all those things to keep things rolling cost more.
You know, they're losing money. The corporations are getting rich, but the economy and the scale, they're closing plants, they're laying off people. Mm-hmm. It is tough out there for a manufacturer today.
So just in case anybody just jumped on, we're talking to Charlie from Mattress Makers on Birch Street, across from our friends at Fleet Feet. So keep going, Charlie. You're wound up over here.
I've got a memo here from International Freight Surcharges. This came this week, and it says all imported products to be accompanied by a 10% freight surcharge. Where's the inflation? It's gone away. Oh, no, it's not gone away. All the containers are charging a surcharge of 10% because of the Middle East. They can't go through the Middle East. They got to go down through Africa.
I see, right.
And
a little bit extra fuel to go around the horn there, yeah.
Does that, does that equate to inflation? I would say so.
Right. So what are I mean, prices go up and prices maybe go down a little bit here and there. What's the most popular things you sell over there?
Mattresses.
But like, is it more organic? More what do people asking for more or less?
No, I think it's an even spread. Actually, we do a big business in organic because it's reasonably priced compared to what you could pay someplace else. I mean,
do you get less dust mites on the organic?
Absolutely.
But you can eat them because they're organic and we'll get sick.
I mean, customers come in and say, "Well, we've been showing this mattress for $8,000, $5,000." Yeah, you're getting a $5,000 mattress, $8,000. You know why? Because they're building in such a ridiculous overhead. I mean, how about this 5 years, no interest? You know what you're paying for that? I mean, I got another chart here. This is from the largest finance company. If you finance in Syracuse from a retailer, it probably comes through this company.
Okay.
And if they give you 24 months, the store's paying 14%. Wait a minute, you're paying 14%. And guess what? Miss a payment, and this finance company's going to charge you 27%.
Oh, wow.
Because you could be up to 50%.
So read the small print when it comes to financing things like that. So Mattress Makers, Birch Street, across from Fleet Feet. You're open on the weekends too?
Yes, Saturday and Sunday.
So people are walking, kicking around, lay on the bed, see how it feels, and get a mattress, and then look over the mattress, and you'll see the machines and the looms that actually make them right there.
You got it. Pre-COVID pricing.
MattressMakersSyracuse.com, Tom.
All right. Thank you, Charlie. You have a great rest of the day, okay, my man?
You too. Thank you.
Kicking off hour number 2 of the local show, we're going to have a conversation with attorney John Murphy, owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts, and then we'll have a conversation with Jacob Eichten, who is the general manager of Rubberstone, New York. Phil Greco is from Viking Cleaning Service, and Sarah Pellegrini is the owner of Noble Cellar Restaurant here in Syracuse. All in hour number 2 of the local show, which starts really soon. Stick around, folks.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. This is hour number 2 of The Local Show. Get ready for engaging interviews with attorney John Murphy, owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts. Jacob Eichten is the general manager of Rubberstone, New York. Phil Greco is, I think he's the treasurer and something else over there at the Viking Cleaning Service. And then we'll talk with Sarah Pellegrini, who is the owner of Noble Cellar Restaurant.
Sounds like one of your people, Tom.
Yeah, all in hour number 2. And I don't know her, but I'm looking forward to meeting her.
Probably your cousin.
Yeah. It's a high-end restaurant. They'll never let you in.
Well,
you have to have a collared shirt and a personality.
They slide the door, they look at me, and they just shut it. Not him.
Who's he? Yes, they say you have to have above a 4th grade language, vocabulary.
Yeah, I'm done.
All right. Anyone see the irony in that statement, the way Tom said it?
Yeah, the way I said it, yeah. All right, lawyer man, how are you?
No. I'm good. It's good to be back here. I feel like I haven't been here in a long time.
Where did you do your lawyering from? Where'd you do your law school?
I went to SU Law School because
you were at SU
I got sick of the job I was in.
Yeah.
So I went to SUNY Geneseo undergrad.
Okay. I didn't know you went to SU. When were you there? What years?
I graduated 87, like 85 to 87. So
can you believe that we were up there together? I was over at WA. My mom was the admin at the law school.
Oh,
she worked directly for Dean Braveman.
Yeah, well, I always try to stay out of trouble. So.
Yeah, you never had to go to Braveman's office?
No. So I was actually classmates with the Honorable John Katko.
Oh, yeah, right.
He was one of my classmates.
Yeah, all those people. I used to remember walking up there.
Such a failure. Judges, congressmen,
Yeah,
and here I am.
You're not. You're helping lots and lots of families.
Yeah, that's the important thing. That's the part about my job.
Yeah.
Right? We just had somebody today call me, lost her husband, surprised, and what do I do?
Right.
So I was on the phone with her for about half an hour, and we're going to connect again when some other things come together for her.
Yeah. A lot of people will say where there's a will, there's a way. And when there's no will, there's no way.
It's the government's way.
There.
Right.
Tell us about that.
Well, her call was free because she's in our client care program.
Very nice.
So, which is nice. People can call us if things happen. And, there's often not get an attorney as one of the staff members and help them, guide them through those difficult times in their lives.
Yeah.
But people can call and ask questions without getting a bill, right?
Oh, generally, yeah, if you're not already a client.
Right, like, hey, how do we do this? Or, people have all kinds of questions.
Yeah, so we, how we've set it up, just because Michelle, my associate, and I simply don't have enough time to answer all the calls, is we have case managers who we've trained. We meet every week to go over what they're doing. They don't give legal advice, but they say, hey, I think that this might fit. Would you like to come in, move forward, meet with an attorney? Okay, and so that's how we kind of do things. I'll give you, for instance, we had 45 phone calls on Monday.
Wow, that's a lot. Probably due to the radio. Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. So that's how it works. You call, we'll schedule a time with you if one of our case managers isn't available. Okay, we'll always look to see if somebody's available. If they're not, then we'll schedule a call back with you.
Right.
Tell us what your issue is, and if you have Medicaid, you're going to get a Medicaid person. If you have a probate issue or guardianship, you're going to get one of those people. Have a general estate planning, you're going to get one of those care managers.
Why would someone want Medicaid? Medicaid
Mm-hmm.
can be confusing. Medicaid, Medicare. I have money. Why would I go on Medicaid?
You want to save money. So people, look at that and say, "Oh, why do you get Medicaid? You're doing well enough." And my position always is, there's three groups of folks. Folks who are so wealthy, they can pay for home care, right? And not going to worry. 24-hour care, best nurses, whatever. Then there's people who, through whatever circumstances in life, have not accumulated money. Either they were never able to work or spend it or whatever, and they're going to get Medicaid. So, but they never contributed. And then there's the people who contributed. Why not get some bang for your buck? The law is set up so that you can arrange your finances to be eligible for Medicaid to help assist paying the nursing home bill. You're still going to contribute money out of your monthly income, but we help people protect assets so there's actually an inheritance left over for their children.
Very nice. We were talking to a family member not too long ago who was insisting that they have a will and they don't need any planning and they don't need a trust and they don't need I got a will and it's fine and that's fine. All you need is a will. Is that the truth?
Tell me what happens to them in the future and I can tell you the answer, right?
Yeah, who knows?
What I would tell you is that at least a revocable trust, if they have a house, is a far better solution than a will, because a will requires the family to go through probate. A lot of people say, I have a will, my family doesn't have to go through probate.
That's what this person was saying.
Well, they're not correct. So probate is actually Latin from probatus, which is to prove. So probate means prove the will. What does that mean? Prove that the will is valid. Right? Somebody comes in, we have this call all the time. I took my mom's will to the bank, and they said, I have to get a letter from this court. It's called letters testamentary. It's a court order, but in surrogate court, it's called letters testamentary. That says, you know what? You've submitted the will to the court. It was drafted correctly and executed correctly. What does that mean? There were two witnesses who were independent witnesses. It was signed, okay? Then we're going to have to give a copy to everybody who is a relative who's in line to inherit from you so that they can see if they have any objections to the will.
But that has nothing to do with helping protect for long-term care or things like that.
Nope. wills do not protect from long-term care. Tom didn't know. I don't know if that's a concern of theirs, but if you have a will, you've done nothing to protect your assets from long-term care.
Sure.
A trust will keep your assets out of the probate court. And people say, well, how much is it? It's about 5% of your estate. Oh, but it's pretty quick. No, it takes at least 7 months to finish. All right. And it's also public. So it's a public record.
I see.
And then one thing I never ever thought of, Tom, that I would have even had to consider or talk about with clients is, what if the court isn't open when you die?
Like
Go back to 2020,
COVID,
right? Courts were closed for 12 to 14 weeks. Clients who died that had a trust, we were able to administer everything pretty smoothly outside the court system. Mm-hmm. If you were waiting to become the executor of mom or dad or somebody's estate, you had to sit and wait.
Yeah.
Stock market was crashing, lots of stuff going on.
Yeah.
Nothing you could do because the judge had not yet said, hey, you've proved to me this is a valid last will and testament.
So I've been to your workshop a bunch of times, and you have them coming up next Thursday.
Yes.
Right here in Syracuse. And I know that you deal with a lot of questions. You have stuff you talk about for an hour or two, and then people can ask questions if they have specific
we try to make a conversation, but don't ask me about Aunt Joan's will that you were supposed to get the Hummels and you didn't get them.
Right. Did you really want the Hummels? I don't know.
There was a time you might have wanted
I don't know. It's not the Hummels. So my note says the Hampton. Right here you've got a 10 o'clock, and then you've got... is that the only one you got? You got a 10 o'clock. Oh, and a 4 o'clock right here in front
10 o'clock and 4 o'clock.
10 o'clock and 4
always
o'clock.
have a couple.
And
times.
So 370-9977 if someone wants to call and register for that. That's the big area code, 315. 370-9977. They can go to your website, Safe Harbor Wills and Trust, and do it that way.
Yep.
But
register on our website.
Right, but they get a chance to meet some of the team, meet you.
We usually have 3 or 4 team members there because what we do is we offer you a chance to get started, right? Everybody who's coming, or most people, have been procrastinating.
Sure.
They've been going to do something.
Yep.
So we offer them the chance to not get back on the procrastination platform and get on the get it done train.
Right.
And we have appointment times ready to go. And those appointments will be with one of our case managers.
Okay, so they get the information and they can figure out what they want to do.
Yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Attorney John Murphy right there. Thank you so much for what you do and all your team does. Owner of Safe Harbor Wills and Trust. Have a great rest of the day.
You too. Good to see you, Tom.
Good to see you. Right. Yes. We're going to talk with Jacob Eichten next. He's the general manager of Rubberstone, New York. Stick around right here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back again, and thank you for joining us on this local show. And the name of the show is The Local Show or the Steve Variety Hour. So either way, it's...
Do you remember where that name came from?
The Local Show?
Yeah.
That was me. 100%.
I think it was because we didn't really have a name. I'm
Right.
like, well, we're like, it's a local show. We were saying local show to describe what it was.
Right.
And you're like, just call it the local show.
Call it The Local Show.
And for once in my life, I agreed with you. But it was
a local show.
Yeah, it was just.
But it really is your show.
Oh my gosh!
I'm just here to do what you want.
You just do all the work, make it sound good, make the people sound good.
Sure.
Do the intros, read coherently. You just do all of the things that I don't know how to do.
Right. Well, it's worth my $1.2 million contract.
Well,
and that's what keeps me coming back.
It has to keep you coming back. You've been letting Nicholas run around with the camera this summer. Does he take pictures in the summer, or is it school hours?
He's doing a lot in the summer, and these high schools start really early with the training, the practicing for the upcoming season. So he's already taking, he goes to the practices.
What are you taking to practice, though?
Well,
it seems kind of lame.
Get this. They love the hype reels. He makes hype reels. He takes the video of the practices for all the different sports. Then he puts them on the social media, and the kids will buy the clips, and they buy the pictures. And then there's parents now that are asking him to take pictures of their kids who might be D1 prospects and things like that, because they send those hype reels to the D1
How does he keep track of who pays him? Not who pays it. It seems like
he's got
confusing.
A website that you can download and put your password in and all that. Yeah, he's doing really good with it. Loves it.
So he's a senior this year?
He'll be a senior this year, yeah.
When he goes away or not away to school, he's going to be so much
further ahead, yeah.
Of people going, yeah, I want to learn this stuff. Oh my God!
He wants to go away. He wants to go down to Florida and everything. And I have to say, as a dad, I never thought I'd come to this moment. I don't want my son to leave. The girls, they can go to Kalamazoo. I don't care. But I love you, girls, sorta. And but my boy, man, I tell you, because we go to the gym together, we shoot together.
But you're kind of like the Amish. You work the kid when you do gigs on the weekend with weddings. You're like, all right, Nick, butt off. Get that, move this, and he doesn't.
Speaking of which, he'll probably be with us this weekend. Today, tonight, we're going to be over at Drumlin's.
Oh, there you go,
up in the bistro. So, folks, if you want to come out and say hello, appreciate you coming out and say, hey, we listen to the local show and
Drumlin's.
Come up there, Drumlin's. Yeah, nice. I'll be playing all the party music on the bistro. Maybe you'll come out. I don't know
what? Maybe I will. Years ago, that was the place.
Yeah,
and then it kind of became not the place. And boy, is it the place?
Yeah, they've remodeled and they've done all sorts of fun stuff. Yeah. Hey, Jacob Eichten is with us. Jacob, you're more than welcome to come out tonight, too, if you want to.
Thanks so much.
Yes, I'll have Steve buy you a beer. He's the general manager of Rubberstone, New York, Jacob is, and he's all here. Why do you have a bracelet on there? What's that for?
That was from the Flaming Lips show at Beacon Skiff.
Flaming Lips. I remember them.
They're still doing it.
What was their big song?
Yoshimi Battles the Pink Robots. They were doing an album from 20 years ago, playing it in its entirety.
When were they popular? They were
early 2000s is when I ran into them.
Punk. Was that considered punk then, or
punk psychedelic?
Yeah, psych punk.
Jam a little bit.
Okay, I saw the bracelet. I thought there was some kind of a drink, and he burned his lips, and that was from the ER. So I thought that was so. See, it shows what I know.
Oh, good golly!
That was more fun than that.
Yeah, Jacob, tell us what do you guys do over at Rubberstone, New York? You can get right up on that microphone there.
Sure. What we do is we do bonded overlay systems over existing concrete, asphalt, wood, or plywood. We can do all sorts of things with our overlay systems. So if you've got a surface that's looking a little ugly, a little worse for wear, we can come in and refresh it, make it brand new, and really high traction and soft on your feet, cool to the touch, and very long lasting.
You go over wood?
We can, yeah. We do decks and porches quite a bit.
And that won't peel off that?
Oh, no. It's a permanent bond. Every piece is bonded to all of its neighbors and all the surface underneath it. So we warranty that for 9 years, but there are 30-year-old floors that are still kicking.
Here's something that's a little left of center that I just thought of. Because when you
eat Rubberstone.
When you pull out of my driveway, you know how you have the drain gully there. And you can buy product that you can, put in the gully so that you don't bottom out.
Okay, I know it.
Yeah. I wonder if you could take Rubberstone and pour it in there.
That would be a permanent way to bridge that gap, and still allow water to permeate through it.
Yeah, because the water could still flow.
But wouldn't it back up rolling down the driveway? That's a really interesting idea.
Yeah, because it's really, and I don't know if it would be cost prohibitive, but if you buy those pieces that go in the gully, they're extremely expensive.
So let's drop some. So I'll show you where you've been to Tom's house. You guys did his front there. Yeah. Let's go over. Let's just try it. Let's just do it when he's not there.
Oh,
yeah. There we go.
And if he gets in trouble with the town of Cicero,
then we'll know.
What the heck? Yeah, we know it's not good. So around the pools, are you still installing pools? Do people have time left?
For sure. Yep, people do have time to book. We got some slots open for August and September. We install until Mother Nature shuts us down, which is typically Halloween. So there's still plenty of time to get your patios and pool projects scheduled. We can get that looking better.
For those people who have hot tubs, I'll do a little bit of sales for you. For those people with hot tubs, and you might want to surface around your hot tub, this would be at the time to do it, and then you're all set for the fall when you're in the hot tub all the time.
Oh yeah.
So seems like you should have a hot tub on the back there, Tom.
I like that. Yeah.
Where would you put it?
I don't know. I'd have to mess up my landscaping now.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I'm not sure where, but we could find
I can see it. I can picture it back there.
Yeah.
And people use those all year.
Right. Well, yeah, like Sev Ganella, who services those, says that a lot of people in Syracuse use that. There was something else I was going to ask you relative to, the Rubberstone is a one-day typically install, right?
Yeah, you got it. Typically, we're going in, we'll either need to pressure wash to get the surface cleaned off, in which case we come back the following day. But a lot of times it is just a one-day install. We're going to grind that surface to get it clean, and then we're able to work on it, and you're walking on it 24 hours later.
Which is why they can still take appointments and get stuff done, whereas some of these other things, you know, you might have to rip out a sidewalk, and it takes a week, and there's mud and dirt and cigarette butts. And
Right.
Subcontractors,
Yes.
we got our own team, and we work all on our own, so we're able to get it in and get it out.
And you do commercial stuff too. We talk about the houses. You do commercial stuff too, don't you?
Oh, sure, yeah. That involves getting our larger crew together, but we have done Brendan's Beach out at Sylvan, so that's a huge install that we've got down there, and they are loving it. And thank goodness.
New York State Fairgrounds.
I was just thinking that.
Got miles of it.
And that was, I don't want to say 10 years. It was a long time ago.
At least 10 years.
That's true. It was one of the first jobs that got done, and it's been kicking along, doing what it needs to do, and making it a lot easier to stand on that pavement on those hot days.
No, I always think of it like around the playground. But that's not what you do. But that, people think about it. What is it? It's that soft stuff.
And then you can get your garage done. A lot of people sit in the garage. They've made their garage space an extra living space. And it's a twofold thing. Not only can you have it to sit in and enjoy and invite people over, put like a screen there and everything like that on your garage doors, but then for the winter time, when you pull your vehicles into the garage, the snow melts off and goes right into the drain with no problem, and then you don't slip. Right, in your garage floor?
Yeah, you got it. I mean, black ice literally can't form on it because it is permeable. So as soon as you get the ice melt, it's going down and trickling away and evaporating the same way it does now. Right. But you're standing on a dry surface. It's extremely high traction because it's textured in rubber.
So you're saying with rubber stone, it's okay if kids run by the pool. Is this what you're telling me?
I can never advise. I will have to
remember that as a kid.
On it.
Kids, you always want to run, and someone was always yelling at you for running. But you're by a pool,
right.
But your feet would burn.
Absolutely.
I mean, that was just the thing.
Not around the that's the great thing for rubber stone. Both around the pool, you're getting 20 to 30 degrees cooler surfaces than that raw concrete in the sun, and then in the garage, depending on how you're using it, it's going to be warmer, cooler, softer.
And it makes the garage so neat because everybody, in their garage, they got cracks all over the place. It looks ugly. This will make it not look ugly anymore.
So good. Cover your ugly concrete. I hear about wood and maybe the pool. RubberstoneNewYork.com. Am I right?
You got it. NY.com.
All right. Jacob, thank you so much and have a great rest of the day.
Thank you very much.
Okay. I'm going to get my flaming lips moving. Phil Greco is up next from Viking Cleaning Service. Stick around for that interview on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
All the world's a stage, and Steve is just a turn up on it.
Come on.
Just a bag of produce hanging out.
Yeah, well, a few too many carbs this summer. It's that whole, you're all trim and strong and
very strong.
Pressing and moving and at least
I amaze myself sometimes.
Your weight is a lot of muscle. Mine's just weight.
Right. Yeah, somebody accused me.
You're still walking?
Yeah, oh yeah. Now, I stopped, actually, that's not true, because I did a walk right after our morning meeting. I went out for the walk.
Okay.
And I forced myself. I said, I'm going to go right out, do a loop, and then come back to the computer.
I walk the dog, but usually over to the dog park area, and then I sit on my behind.
Right.
It's kind of the role.
But I did that walk, but I usually walk more when Kelly was well, but, she's got the eye thing going on again, and, so it's not as fun to walk alone. So then I'll just spend the time over at the gym. But somebody over there accused me of being like 40, and they thought I was just razzing them.
What was the name of their seeing eye dog?
I know. That's what Nicholas said. He goes, you don't look 40, you look more like you're 42. And I said, well, thanks, Nick. I said, but the point is I'm 60, and that's a big spread. So that's all I know. So, well, I can do that. I might end up dead tomorrow, but at least for now, I'm looking good. Anyway, we've got a guy who's looking good on the show with us. Check us out on YouTube, by the way. You might want to look at that and like us and follow us and all that. His name is Phil Greco, and he's the secretary and treasurer of Viking Cleaning Service. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Very good. I'd like to be really good friends with you and have you come over and maybe replace my wife.
We could talk about it.
Yeah. Tom's that guy that has everything he ever bought in his life in his car, so I don't think you want to partner with Tom.
Do you do residential cleaning, or are you just commercial?
We started out doing residential, and we kind of just phased out of it and are just doing fully commercial now.
I see.
Yep.
And that's big business around here, is it?
It can be.
Yeah.
It just, it's funny. Residential, you do get connected with the clients over years. And, we had clients for up to 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's all.
And what ends up happening is, they get their knickknacks knocked over. And, but we just found that the commercial side was just a lot more streamlined. And, we just kind of it's where the momentum of the business was going.
And there was probably a need for it too, right?
Huge need for it.
But did COVID make everybody run home and work so nobody their stuff didn't get dirty anymore?
They cleaned the office once and never came back.
It depends. I mean, it really depended on what we were doing. In a lot of cases, we do a lot of real estate office buildings.
Oh, okay.
And so they stayed open. They kept a lot of those real estate agents would keep working. And so a lot of times we needed increased cleaning, more disinfectant. And so a lot of our larger clients actually upped the amount of cleaning that we had.
So is it more evenings and nights, or because if right now somebody came in the studio move Tom's computer or his mic, that would be a little awkward.
Yep, we would come in. Usually, we do for most of the accounts. We'll do like a midweek evening cleaning, after hours, and then a weekend cleaning. And we find that the midweek is like a touch up, and then the weekend cleaning is like the really big thorough one.
The ladies call that the hard cleaning. I don't know what that. To me, cleaning anything is hard.
Yeah, it really depends. So
now, did you train for this, Phil? Or did you go to college for cleaning?
No, not at all. I mean, I was very young when I started pushing a vacuum around.
Really? So did you end up going to college, or no?
I did go to school. I went to school out in Boston, and then I came home. But it's been a family business the whole time.
So mom, dad,
mom, dad,
siblings,
and they're still involved. My sister as well. So we bought the company in '99. It had been started by a guy in Cazenovia in '71.
Oh, wow.
He had, I think, 4 employees and only served the Syracuse area.
Okay.
And then my parents had been in the airlines.
What, hanging out, panhandling?
Yeah, just hanging out.
What were they doing in the airlines?
Tom loves to fly. Tell me more.
What'd they do for the airlines? Were they
Dad
pilots?
was a commercial pilot. Mom was a flight attendant. They met in the airlines, and then it was just gone a lot.
For those people on YouTube, you can see Dad. I'm assuming that's Dad in the background.
That's him.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy. Yeah, you and I could go. We could go out picking up chicks together. Yeah, that's right.
Not in an airplane with you, Tom.
Not in an airplane.
Tom doesn't fly.
I hate flying.
So Mom started cleaning houses on the side, and Dad was still cleaning. Or I'm sorry, he was flying.
Right.
Last airline went under in '98, and they had already kind of built up a decent residential client base. And we bought the company, built it out from there. Now we have 24 employees.
Fabulous.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot.
We have, accounts in Buffalo, Rochester, Canandaigua.
What's an ideal account? Like you think, hey, this is kind of our sweet spot. What is it? Is it maybe square footage or amount of employees or locations?
We could clean this place. This would be perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
This is tiny.
We don't do a lot of like huge huge office buildings. Exactly. Yeah. It tends to be kind of the smaller office buildings, mid-size office buildings, and we've done some kind of like industrial stuff. We've cleaned like the offices of construction firms, for example, things like that. We've done a lot of dental offices over the years.
Are people uptight letting people into their office space after hours?
It just totally depends. It totally depends
on the people.
Do you guys have to have special clearance for anything that you do?
Once in a while. I mean, you need really good insurance and bonded and all that. So, it tends to be you just kind of build a relationship.
But you don't need like a high security clearance or anything to be in business.
No, and sometimes, like we've cleaned banks before, and obviously
there's no money there.
Exactly. There's protocols, but really, it's just you build a relationship with the client, and that's the most important.
You haven't gone after any airports? I would imagine cleaning in the airports would be, something you're familiar with.
Oh, it would be, yeah. I don't think there's a lot of money in that.
Okay.
No, they say how to make money in aviation. Start with a big number,
right? Yeah, and then
and then it goes down. And
exactly. You get a big fortune, and then you end up with a small.
So, how does someone become your customer?
They can reach out. They can go onto the website.
So I've got VikingCleaningservice.com, correct?
Correct.
So they can fill out a form or send you a flare or send an email?
There's a little inquiry form, and a lot of times it's what are you looking for, and we'll get that email. We can call them back. Right. You can also call the number.
Okay.
And
that's the 662-3705?
That's correct.
I got that right. I got the number right, Tom, for once.
Well, it's whatever they put on the spreadsheet I put there.
662-3705.
Exactly.
Okay, so are some people impossible to work for? Let's be honest.
I mean, I think that's true.
Yeah, I'm pointing to Steve right there.
I think that's true in every industry.
Right.
Sure, but you do your best. I mean, you go in, you give it a try, you give an honest estimate. Mm-hmm. You get your employees, you treat your employees well. You do as.
So they call and say, "We're calling 3 people. We're going to hire the cheapest person we can find. So you better sharpen your pencil."
Well, obviously, there's people who want to lowball and get the best deal possible. But it's like we've also prioritized like taking really good care of our employees. And
there you go. That has to be a challenge to keep employees with the employment.
It can be, yeah, sure, it can be, and we're paying our employees a lot better than a lot of other cleaning services, and the reason for that is so that we can just retain good relationships.
That's good business.
Yeah. I mean, now, do you go looking for business, right? Do you have a sales team or just one person?
It's really just kind of in the family.
Yeah, okay.
It's a lot of word of mouth, and word of mouth has tended to be the most efficient, successful way to spread the business. Excellent. And it's keeping your clients happy, and then your clients refer you to other people.
That's wonderful.
So 662-3705, VikingCleaningservice.com.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. You have a great rest of the day, Phil. It's nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Coming up next, we're going to talk with Sarah Pellegrini. She's the owner of Noble Cellar Restaurant. Stick around for that conversation here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.
The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business. Right here in Central New York. The Local Show is locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now your hosts, Tom and Steve.
We're back, and that means that you are too, right here on The Local Show with Tom and Steve on 570 WSYR 106.9 FM, and then you can see us on YouTube. So bounce on over to YouTube and check out the videos. Lots of videos over there. Once you subscribe and follow us, we'll serve you up with all kinds of things that you can purchase.
We have things to buy? I didn't know that.
We don't. We just have videos.
Should do that.
But boy, I'll tell you what, I get followed all over the place with people trying to sell me things.
Well, you cast a big shadow.
Spatulas and things like that. I don't need another flashlight. Leave me alone. But anyway, we've got a new guest to the show, Steve, so be on your best behavior. I know that's difficult for you.
And rare.
Sarah Pellegrini is the owner of Noble Cellar Restaurant right here in Syracuse. How are you there, Sarah?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
Good. You brought a special guest, and the people on YouTube can see him in the background. Your partner is Bob Zachariah. How are you, Bob? You can yell, hi. All right. Good. Very nice to see you over there. Sarah, are you a Syracuse native?
I am.
Yeah?
Yes.
What high school did you go to?
I went to West Hill High School.
Oh, really?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Geez, you must have been there. My wife was there, too.
Yeah?
And did you know Scotty Barza and Jeff Detour?
Jeff Detour, yes.
Yeah, Jeff's a good friend of mine.
Great guy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, you were just around the corner. So tell us, when you got out of West Hill, did you just say, I want to be a chef, a cook, a restaurant owner, or what?
No.
What'd you do?
Tell us your story.
None of those things. So I had the opportunity to work at Dinosaur during my college years. I attended SU. So I knew that I wanted to work with people. That was something I was really passionate about. But what I wanted to do, I had no idea. I wanted to make money.
Right. Yeah,
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Very good.
So, I had a great experience at Syracuse, and after that, I had the opportunity to work for a company out in Seattle, Washington. And I moved out there and started totally different world, accounting. You guys that are sitting in front of the computer all day crunching numbers, right?
When did you come back?
I came back 13 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the passion to come back?
My family's here.
Okay, there you go.
Yep. I had a daughter. My daughter was born out there in Seattle, and it's too far.
Yeah, well, Italians don't usually go too far away from the family.
It was long enough. I was out there long enough. Yeah, got to explore a little bit, travel quite a bit throughout the world, and just adventure. You know, it's the time to do it when you don't have any responsibility.
So where'd the restaurant idea come from?
So, you know, I have a passion as well as Rob. You know, both of us really found travel to be very inspiring to us. Major cities throughout the world. Food. We both love food. We love entertaining. And we sat down and ended up in a conversation that took a spin in a direction neither of us anticipated. And it really was based on, you know, the two of us having a passion to move back to Syracuse, to this community, and help pour back into it and help revitalize the community here that we just really believe in. So we started looking at spaces, and we went in with no expectation, just let's see what's out there.
Right, and
we walked into the old Mission as we know it, right, which was a staple restaurant for 25 years, and we fell in love with it. And that is how our story started.
And neither one of you are chefs, per se? You're just restaurateurs?
We are foodies,
There you go.
and we have become very avid winos. We're learning so much every day, and we, like I said, we fell in love with the space.
Right.
It needed to be brought back to life and celebrated. The history there is so potent, and we were really passionate about bringing new life into that
What was
space.
your concept initially of what kind of a restaurant it was going to be?
So we really, I think that was probably the easiest part for us, to be honest, at least for me, was really, we knew that Syracuse was ready for fine dining. And it was how to present that to the city and to the people of Syracuse in a way that was very approachable. And that's kind of...
So I hear fine dining, I think, you know, price tag is way high.
Sure.
Is that the idea?
No.
Is to keep it high?
It's not. It was something that we spent a lot of time researching. Rob especially, that's his background. So from a number standpoint, he analyzed things so that we could really not just be a special occasion location.
Right.
Yeah.
Rather a place that is somewhere to gather where you can unplug, be present, and come consistently.
So you got 20 tables in there, maybe? I mean, it's not a huge place.
It's not huge. We actually can sit 63.
Okay, but who's counting? 63.
Right. And we have a big bar, so we gutted it and we changed the layout quite a bit.
So right at the old Mission location, downtown, if folks don't know, it's right near the courthouse and the library down there. Or not the library, the Onondaga County Historical.
And Columbus was,
Columbus
it used to be,
You can't say that, yes.
where they took my people away.
Yeah, well, you know, you had it coming. So when are you open?
So we're open currently for the summer. We are open Wednesday through Saturday evenings. 4:30 is when people can come in, and reservations start at 5 p.m. and we serve until 10.
So what's tasty? What am I going to get when I come?
Oh, you guys, I'm telling you, there's magic happening in there. It's remarkable.
Is it Italian cuisine or American Italian or French or what is it?
So we really have taken a spin on American cuisine, and we're calling it like an American fusion. So our chefs have been well-traveled as well, and they're taking all their skills and things that have influenced them, and they're putting a spin on it. We have a scallop dish that's remarkable. We have an elk carpaccio, which is beautiful. You know, we're trying to educate the community with different proteins, and what's really separating us is, I think, the layering of flavor and the way that the cook is done is making just foods that you might overlook, and showing you how beautiful they can be when they're done right and they're fresh.
So it's not the place to come to get a hamburger.
I would say no, a steak.
Yes, but a nice steak.
A beautiful steak, a
Fish.
beautiful fillet. Yeah, absolutely, a fish. We've got a couple really awesome specials going where we have what is it called, Rob? What are we doing? What? Gnocchi.
No, it's some gnocchi.
Yes,
Yeah, it's very good.
It's delicious. It's probably the best gnocchi I've had, and I've spent a lot of time in Italy.
Very nice.
It's incredible.
No bacala, no greens or anything like that.
No, we're a little bit
not that
everything,
Italian,
and we're
okay.
seasonal, so we're changing
Oh,
the
okay,
menu
good.
consistently.
I was going to say,
year.
so this is not. So you have maybe 10 or 12 choices in a fine restaurant, maybe, as opposed to a great diner with 1,000 choices, none of which come out great.
That's exactly right.
So every dish is a winner, theoretically?
That's the goal. That is our intent.
Tell us about the drinks in your bar. What kind of drinks can we expect over there?
Well, I'll tell you. So we just won a Wine Spectator Award, which is very exciting for our selection of wine. We have a really robust wine program. We've been working with Jared over at St. Urban and his partner Carrie to help us curate that program. And we have a beautiful combination of cocktails. We are inside that ancient rule where the church behind us is within 200 feet, so we can't serve liquor.
Okay.
So we have a really great beer program too.
Good.
That is
Well, as long as you got beer.
Yeah, we've got wine and beer, and we've got some cocktails that are lower in alcohol.
So if folks want reservations, can they dial the 303-2003 number?
They can absolutely do that.
Okay. Or can they get reservations at noble-cellar.com?
Yes, they can.
So at the Old Mission Restaurant, got to give it a shot. Fine dining.
Yes, sir.
And YouTube listeners will see the tear in her eye when she was talking about the food, because you obviously are passionate about it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Very nice. All right, Sarah, thank you so much. And Bob, thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
That's going to wrap things up for us, Steve. And you can see me up at the bistro tonight over there at Drumlin's. Maybe Steve will be up there, and you can get a little taste of
I'm
the
quite the
local show.
dancer, Tom.
Oh, I know. You're something. You're quite something. On behalf of the local show, Zoey Advertising, and Tom and Steve, God bless you and your families. Make some time to relax today and every day, and do it with a family member or friend. It'll keep your mind and body healthy. The local show is heard every Saturday morning from 11 to 1, and then again on Sunday morning from 7 to 9. Listen together with a friend. Until next week, get down to business and keep doing business locally. Tell your friends about the local show right here on 570 WSYR, 106.9 FM, the iHeartRadio app, and on YouTube at Zoey Advertising.